the second stanza of the national anthem. 1, 2, go. Oh, God of creation. Thank you very much. We may please be seated. Once again, I believe I'm increasing the temperature of the room by saying another warm welcome to each and every one of us on this chilly morning. Please, a round of applause for ourselves. Okay, so that's another 2 degrees centigrade increase in temperature. So we can put on all the ACs, right? All right, please join me and make welcome once again the number one staff in our institute, Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Mohammed Hatonda Lawal. Thank you very much. For one more time, we will recognize only the members of IMC here present. Please let's put our hands together for the Chairman, RRPC, and Director of Research, Dr. Ila Ibrahim. Let's make welcome one who is putting on a double cap today. Is the head of Department Vegetable and Floriculture Program, and he will double as the chairman for today's session. So as we welcome him, let's welcome him also to take his seat as the chairperson for today's session, Dr. A.A. Akintoye. Are you glad to hear? My brother, you're highly welcome. We'd like to welcome Dr. O.O. Idowu. A round of applause for our Director of Research. You're highly welcome, man. We'd like to welcome Dr. Ali Adeoye. You're highly welcome. For one more time, we'd like to welcome all together, all heads of program, heads of department. Oh, you know, I greeted him powerfully when he was coming in. Please join me and welcome the head of the department, fruits and spices, Dr. Oppotunities. Very welcome, sir. Thank you very much. And you know, you can never do anything without keeping documentation. So we welcome the head of Department Information and Documentation, Dr. P.O. Fakola. Very welcome, man. Apologies for that. All right. Okay, so at this point in time, we welcome all heads of program and heads of unit. Let's put our hands together as we welcome them all together. The executive director, sir, it's been a while. I saw so many colors during the seminar series, and I believe, apologies to non-Yoruba speakers, our Lord Uni have decided to make it very, very colorful. And you can see the practicality of what we're about to hear today. Speaking to us on cut flower production in Nigeria, potentials and challenges. Let's make welcome to have a seat beside the chairperson, Dr. Adebayo A.G. A round of applause for him. A round of applause for him as he takes his seat. Thank you very much, sir. Our rapporteur for today's seminar series will be Mrs. Petra Igberiase. I crave my indulgence once again. If we are here to turn our phones off, let's set it to the vibration mode or to silent mode. Thank you all as we take note. At this point in time, we'd like to have the chairperson's opening remarks, and then we'll take the presentation. We'd like to call Mrs. Olatunji to take the citation of the presenter.
Standing on the existing protocol, the DD CEO, NIOT, a member of the staff, IMC members, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to read the citation of Dr. Adebayo Abishafe Gbenga. He was born on the 24th of February some years ago, and he started his education career. Oh, sorry, I want you to. Sorry, my dear Oga, as you funny call me. Yeah. He hails from Oyekiti in Ekiti State. Started his education career through primary and secondary in Ekiti State. And he had a B in Agric from University of AOHU University Ileife in plant science in the year 1991. And he then proceeded to University of Ibadan for his master's in crop physiology in the year 2000. In the same university, he obtained his PhD in crop physiology in the year 2015. He has so many certificate training courses to his credits, which includes majorly development of organic agriculture certification and trade in Africa, organized by the United States Development of Agriculture, USDA, and Washington State University in the year 2010 in Legon, in Ghana. He began his working career from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity in the year 1994, and from there he transferred his service to NIOT in the year 2005. And he has rose through the rank of a research officer, senior research officer, principal research officer, chief research officer, and presently is an assistant director from the year 2021. He has successfully completed 4 master's projects student dissertation to his credit, and he still has some students ongoing. He belongs to many professional bodies, namely National Horticultural Society of Nigeria, Source Society of Nigeria, and Nigerian Institute of Landscape Horticulturists. He has over 50 journal articles in international conference proceedings, local conference proceedings, and technical. He has attended over 11 conferences and workshops till date. He has so many administrative positions that he has admitted he has taken charge of in the institute. Namely, he was the head of program from the year 2017 to 2019 floriculture program. Also, he has held the institute project, former project 8 and the present project 3, this one from 2019 to date. In addition to that, he has been members of adult committee in NIOT. He was a member of the National Horticultural Research Institute Training Policy Committee. Irrigation and Water Supply Committee, the Procurement Committee in the year 2017 to 2018, the 30 Years Orchard Development Committee 2022, Staff Development and Training Committee 2022. Also presently is a member of the NIOT Newsletter Committee 2023. He has been involved in some CSR, community service. He is presently the General Secretary of Gege Alafara Residents Association. He is a member of Men's Fellowship Glory Tabernacle Bodija Ibadan. And he was a one-time vice chairman of Asuri NIOT in the year 2017 to 2019. It's not all about work. His hobby includes reading, singing, listening to music, and gardening. He has been involved in many outreach and awareness programs on the radio. Dr. Adebayo is happily married with children. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Adebayo Adebayo.
Thank you so very much. I'd like to hand over for the chairman's opening remarks before we take the presentation.
Thank you very much. That is a brief of Dr. Adebayo, and is to present to us crop flower production in Nigeria, opportunities and challenges. Shortly, when we came in, some of my colleagues are saying different setup here today, and particularly I feel also welcome when there's people want to present from the school division of the department, they should put here or put citrus, oranges, or tomato, or whatever, or mango. Our local really. So, Dr. Adebayo, please. You can start.
Please let's put our hands together as we invite Dr. Adebayo AG for his presentation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome the Executive Director, CEO of NOW, Dr. Mohamed Lawal. And I also want to welcome the IMC, my colleague in the program, and member of the department. And also the generality of NIOT family. You are all welcome to the seminar of today. The title today I will present it to us, cultural production in Nigeria, potentials and challenges. My name is Dr. Adebayo AG. Outline. But I will be presenting on introduction, importance of off-road production in Africa and global markets. I'll be using Kenya as a case study. Then we'll go to Nigerian off-road market. Then we want to know our story in 9 months. And then we'll do a SWOT analysis on Nigerian off-road production to know where we are, whether off-road production is profitable or not in Nigeria. From that, we'll be going on to tips on growing culture in Nigeria. Then I'm learning. What are flowers? A flower is the symbiotic part of a plant, consisting of reproductive organs, which are mainly stamens and carpels, that are typically surrounded by brightly colored corolla, which we call petals, and a green calyx. And I know from this environment we can easily know what flowers are. They are presented on the table, and we can easily describe them. Then what are called flowers? Any flower that is cut from the plant and is ready to be used in a fresh flower arrangement, that's what we refer to as cut flower. And let us also know that cut flower is one of the most profitable crops you can grow today all over the world. And for example, in the nation US, growers have reported sales of $25,000 to $30,000 per acre. Importance of cut flowers. You can use cut flower for flower arrangements. And now we can see, as we are in this hall, we have all these bouquets. They are all arrangement of flowers, and they consist of different kinds of flowers. Almost all flower types can be used for that. You can use your roses, you can use heliconia. Heliconia is there, and then you can use sunflower. Then you can also use flower for beautification of homes. A home is not complete without flower and gardens. They add aesthetics to the environment. And we can also dry flowers for long-lasting decoration. Such flowers can include bougainvillea and celosia cristata. And such, if you are going along the Dube Road or Bullet area, you find some of these people that are selling artwork. Normally, they will add dry flowers to it. Those ones that have already been dry, and they can be there for as long as you want it in your sitting room or in your home. Then for industrial uses, roses, jasmine, you can extract oils from them, and from jasmine, and from some of them you can also make your wine, and from frangipani you can also extract, and from chrysanthemum you can extract your oils from them. And what do you do with your oils? I know many of us who are here in this home, we have had, there was a time they say, maybe on NTA, you are joy, so, all those things. And all the toiletries that you use at home, you find out that they all bring fragrance by the time you want to use them. And if you go to the market to buy any soap and it's not with any fragrance, I know you will drop them. Or maybe you go to maybe few places like Fugo or ShopRite and you want to buy perfume. If it is not with very good fragrance, I know you will drop them. And those things command a high price by the time you are, but depending upon the amount of work that has been done on them, you know they also command high prices. So it's used for industrial uses and also for medicinal uses. Roses also, and they start a lot of things from them, like your wine and all those things for medicine. And most of these things have been used over time by our local people and from ancient times. And you know that marigold also can use it for a lot of other uses. Even particularly marigold, it has uh, different colors of flowers. And from the flower, you can add that flower even when you are producing poultry feed. The yellow part of your egg can be improved upon when you add marigold to the feed. So it's very important that you have that. And then in our crop production system, if we want to increase the biodiversity of our field, we also plant flowers. We plant flower like sunflower. It's just to attract butterflies or insects to your field. So it's good for our biodiversity. We have to improve the quality of the farm. You plant flowers like queen of lilies and like estromia. All of them, they increase the biodiversity of your field. They are the ones that will attract flowers to your field for pollination. Now move from there to flower production, global market. And we saw that in 2020, the total value or amount of resource or amount of money generated from cross all over the world was about $8.4 billion. And for me, we saw Netherlands having almost half of it, 49.9, reached $4.2 billion. And Colombia, Ecuador, the two nations from Africa, they are the fourth and fifth. We have Kenya. Kenya had about $635 billion into the country from first round. And then you have Ethiopia with $490 million in that year. I know by this time they are also increasing, but we need to have the data as of today. This is the data that we have. And this is the pie chart of it. And we can see that from this pie chart, almost half of it went to Netherlands. And then Kenya is having 7.5% of the global market. Nigeria is not mentioned here. But even if you trace it to 150 million, Nigeria is not mentioned. It's in others. Then, to now bring it home, how do we start in Nigeria? I don't want us to go to Netherlands to go and study Netherlands. Netherlands may be too complicated for us. So we want to come nearer home. How was Kenya able to make number 4 in the world of copra production? So we want to study how Kenya has been able to move up and how they've been able to generate resources from copra. So in year 2020, we saw that Kenya has $35.4 billion from cross-flower. That's the report from Kenya Flower Council. And Kenya flower industry is the largest in agricultural exports. You know, from our study, we know that agriculture consists of 3 other branches. You have the pomology, you have the floriculture, and then the floriculture. But the two floriculture is very important. Floriculture alone, or the flower market in Kenya, employs about 500,000 persons in the year 2020 that we are considering. And if 500,000 people is taken off from unemployment market, I know that many of us will be able to sleep and sleep well. And Kenya is the 4th largest exporter of crop flowers in the world. As of today, they are exporting to about 60 nations of the world. And you ask me, how were they able to do it? It's an African nation. And that was 2013. By now, they have increased their market to Japan, even to South Africa, who is also a copra producer. And the main species of flowers they are exporting are majorly roses, statice, astronia, drasophrela. Some of these flowers may not be available here. But when we are starting it, although we are already starting it by little, some of these flowers will also come. But today, not all of them are here. So we now have to go to find how was Kenya able to make such success in flower industry. The one thing was that we saw that Kenya has a very strong flower association. In Nigeria, we don't have anything like that. I think the highest that we have is maybe the Cultural Society of Nigeria. And you know, the Cultural Society of Nigeria is literally academics. Even though we have various other branches, people that are supervising vegetable, supervising floriculture, but majorly it is still on paper. It's majorly academics in art. And then we have the Nigerian Institute of Landscape Horticulture, also where they majorly consist of people, the florists, and then some of us, the academics that are just coming in. And you know, we can't just go in there and just take over the mountain just like that from them. It has to be step by step. So we are there to make changes in the Nigerian Institute of Landscape Horticulture. And also we have the Nigerian Institute of Landscape Architects. Those are majorly people who study architecture in the university and now choose landscaping as maybe as major after their BSc and they are going for masters. But they are not also producing for export, no, but they are only interested in landscaping work, in designing your house, and then see where you can put flowers and landscape the house generally. So in Kenya, we have a very strong association called Kenya Flower Council, apart from the agricultural body in Kenya. And they also have this availability of vast land that allow large-scale flower farming through greenhouse technology. Well, let me thank our able executive director, since he gave me, at least in floriculture, has given us one of the screen house. So I want to say thank you to you. Because we know that without screen house, there is nothing that can become of flower. Many of the flowers cannot be grown in the open. You have to create a conducive environment for them that will be insect-free and that where you can manage your flowers effectively. So we thank you for that. But majorly in Nigeria, we don't have many of these greenhouse technology. I know the other time this was project 2 that were asking for greenhouse that can be regulated. I don't think we have so much of it in Nigeria. And you need salt for contract production. And then you also have availability of water in Kenya. Majorly, about 60 to 70% of the cultural production in Kenya is taking place around Lake Naivasha. That's where we have the water. So most of the multinationals establish their farms around the lake. And then we have availability of cheap labor in Kenya also. And that has also been extended to Ethiopia. Although for now, I think the cost of labor is getting cheaper in Ethiopia. So many of the multinationals are also moving to Ethiopia because of cheap labor. Because corporate business is actually labor intensive. And players in the industry in Kenya, majorly multinational firms, and a few local firms that engage in breeding and production and export of pork plants. So we find out that they make the condition and the environment to be conducive for multinationals to come in and establish their farms in Kenya. And one other major requirement of cultural is that you must have a very stable and functional air transport system. And we have that both in Ethiopia and in Kenya. And in their own facilities, you can see that they have cooling facilities. I don't know how many of us have traveled with Kenya Air or whatever, but you see that they have an air system, which Nigeria lack as of today. Do they have challenges? Yes, they do. As many of African countries. One of the challenges that they have is government policy on licensing. It's just that we have licensing of maybe oil well in Nigeria that we have some problem with. They also have that kind of problem. And they also have labor unrest, just as I've said, many of the multinationals are moving to Ethiopia because of the cost of labor, because there are labor, there are issue of salary increase and increase of workers' welfare that is causing a lot of trouble. So whites and most of these multinationals, they want to do that. So many of them are moving to Ethiopia. That's why we now have increase in Ethiopia cultural production. And also they also experience economic setback, especially when the Chilean strengthens against the dollar. In Africa, they will always, whether World Bank or IMF, International Financial Organization, they will always encourage us to devalue our currency. They will tell you that the more you devalue, the more you have this. But we know the disadvantages of some of these things. So as a result of that, there are a lot of other troubles in the flower market in Kenya. The environmental issues as regards chemical waste disposal and overconsumption of lake water. That will happen a lot of time because, as I've said, flower market or generally for the agricultural industry requires a lot of water. So there is a competition for water concerning the lake, and that many of the time causes a lot of trouble in Kenya. Now from here move to cultural production in Nigeria. Just as we have said from that data, as we have observed from that data, the Nigerian name was not to meet there, but was not included because we are not actually exporting flowers. We are in others. Okay. But we know that in Nigeria, butterflies being produced along major roads and forests in cities of Nigeria, but not for export than commercial quantity. The export market for butterflies in Nigeria is still unexploited, even though we have potential. Yeah. Can we assess whether Nigeria do import flowers? Yes, we do. If we get to play and get to major areas of our road, you see artificial flowers. This should, even if you go to our churches, go to our, I don't know what's happening in the most time, but in churches you see artificial flowers. They use it to decorate. So Nigeria import flowers. And this is not the amount of money that we spent in 2019 because it is all of us. We spent about $56,000 in importing flowers to Nigeria. And by 2021, it has increased to $136,000. It's only, I couldn't bring it up there because they have not given us the breakdown. So as of 2019, Nigeria imported flour from about 10 nations of the world. So we imported from South Africa, even from major African countries. We imported from South Africa, from Kenya, from Ethiopia, and then from other industrialized nations of the world, even from Qatar. And that's the quantity that we are able to import, and then the value. Now, in Nile, let's break it down. What has been our situation of corn production in Nile? Well, the program that is overseeing corn production in Nile production, and the program came to be in 2006, towards the end of 2006. That's why I wrote 2007. Since then, well, we have made various collections because I've been in the program from the beginning. So I know we have made various collections of corn flowers. Our collection will include roses, hydrangeas, sunflower, orchids, carnations, chrysanthemum, anthurium, daisy, heliconium, and several others. Some of the collections have been domesticated and multiplied. But let us note that concerning corn flour production in Nigeria, what we have been doing, or in Nihon, what I've been doing before had majorly been research. But now, with the coming in of the 5, so that's why corn flour production for commercial purposes in this is just taking root. And if you get to percussion garden today, at least we have about 120 lines of roses. And some that we have established some years ago. And because of them are on the table, you can see them. Some have been sold to customers, while some have been given to other agencies on demand, especially for awareness purposes. Maybe to schools, majorly the universities that have been coming, the colleges of education. These are some of the collections that we have. We have roses now with different colors, some are not. We have hydrangea, we have sunflower, we have orchid, carnation, heliconia, different colors. And then we have chrysanthemum, we have anthurium, and then we have lily. But what other work have we been doing on corn flour in Nile? Research activities, apart from the collection that is still ongoing even till today, we have done many agronomic work to determine how they have been planted, and some other agronomic activities we have done that separately. And the major work that we are doing now is extracting oils from corn flowers and that includes fungicide roses and marigolds. And what have we been using them for? It's just for value addition. And then also we have last night the location of cross flowers, and we have carried that out on Isora, roses, heliconia, and marigolds. And what is the reason for conducting such research? When you are cutting your cut flowers, you want to know the number of days that you take before you lose the foliage or before you lose the beauty of the flower itself. So what we want to do is to make sure that we are able to produce different kinds of flower food that we can use to increase that basket. Some of them we started from about 5 days. We have been able to elongate them. We have been able to elongate them to 12 days and 14 days as of today. This is Isora. Isora is supposed to be made for about 5 days, but today it has increased to about 12 days. And then the Heliconia is a little bit tough, but we have increased it to about 4. And these are some of the materials that we have been using. This one of the more, this one is majorly on Isora and Heliconia. And what we use aloe vera solution. I know many of us know aloe vera. It's also an agricultural plant. So we extract the fluid from aloe vera, and then we use it as food for cut plants. And then we also use sulfate solution. Chitosan is a form of sugar that you extract from shells of either snakes or some of these aquatic animals. From their hard shells, you can extract sugar called chitosan, and that's what we'll be using to extend or to increase the past life of plants. You can see that from here. The first one is the control, and you see that aloe vera here actually performs better. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry, thank you. Okay. Well, the AL represents aloe vera. That is the AL. And we see from here that the AL and then that's the aloe vera, then plus the silver sulfate actually perform better. When you harvest your flowers and then you use them in extending the number of days that you can keep the flowers. If you use aloe vera solution and then maybe you add another substance to it, you can actually increase them from 5 days to 12 days or to 14 days. That's what we'll be doing. And then this is the one when we have discovered that aloe vera is a very good material that you can use to increase the basket. We now decided to serialize it. So we now have aloe vera at 1%, at 2%, at 4%, and then with STL, this is silver sulfate, and then we use that to increase the basket of the heliconia. And from here we find out that it is still aloe vera at 4% that really perform better. That is AB3 to increase the basket from heliconia to 14 days. Sorry. Now, we now want to x-ray the situation of butterfly in Nigeria. Do we have any comparative advantage in producing butterfly in Nigeria? That's what we want to see. From there, we did the SWOT analysis in Nigeria. And what we find out that for strength, we have research support, we have land availability. Nigeria is about 928 million hectares. in terms of valuable land. And we have human resources. We have about 200 million people in Nigeria today. And then we have different rivers and streams in Nigeria. Of course, many of our states are actually differentiated by rivers, like Ogun and many others. So we have a lot of rivers in Nigeria. Then we have variable climate. From the climate in Jos to the one in Lagos, from the mangrove to Sahel. There are different kinds of climate that we can use to actually produce cut flowers. And then when we are talking about good road method, what I mean is that it's not that maybe most of the roads are wetter, but we know that almost all the villages and towns in Nigeria are connected. It may not be tight, but we are connected. Okay? So what are the opportunities that we have? We have different festive seasons. Apart from Valentine's Day, which is always February 14th. As a Christian, we have the Christmas, we have the New Year that is coming now. And because of our population, which is about 200 million people, there cannot be somebody doing babies or somebody maybe in UCH having one thing or the other to do there. So we have different types of reasons why we should use flour in Nigeria. And for us to even first of all utilize the local market, we know we definitely make billions of naira to just start with local market. Today we are here and we are with flowers. I believe that NIHOT as an organization, even when we are in all the meetings that we have, that NIHOT should have, there should be flowers on our table. There should be something like roses that will change the environment. If they have fragrance, change the environment, and that's what that we are talking about. And we know that in Nigeria we are giving Owambe and all sorts of activities. So all of us we are given to that. So we have market for hot flower in Nigeria. And then changing culture. Culture is not that culture is dynamic. So many of us we are already used to Western culture. Today I'm in suit. My father and my grandfather never used suit. So our culture is changing. And then as a result of that, we are having increased demand for flowers. Many of us are getting conscious about what flowers are. And then we have export opportunities. If Kenya can export to more than 60 nations, Nigeria can do better because we have enough resources to do that. It's only maybe we are not focused. And then we can partnership with many of the multinationals. Many of them are in Nigeria, although because of light situation or because of electric situation, many of them are moving to Ghana and some other countries. But I believe with the coming in of another administration, I believe there will be improvement in our electricity situation. And then we have a government policy that can be changed. Government policy can be changed, and we can make policies. Government can make policies that can encourage other multinationals to be coming to Nigeria to produce a contract, and then we can make available other inputs that are necessary for it, like maybe Nigerian air, although there is still a debate whether there is anything called Nigerian air or not. Well, what are the threats that we have? The threats include the competition. Today we are used to artificial flowers, but you agree with me that there is no interaction between you and artificial flowers. Like this one is there now. Even though we may not consciously observe it, but there is an interaction that is going on between us and these flowers. So, but if there are rubber flowers, there won't be anything like that. So there is a competition. We are used to all those artificial flowers. And then land accessibility and affordability, particularly in the urban setup. We know that cost of land is very high. And flower business take its root majorly in urban areas. So we have to reassess that to help the farmers to access to land. Then access to capital is a major threat. Price regulation is a major threat. Erratic power supply, that one is very important. And then the cessation strikes. And I have to note this because one of the major problems that we have in agriculture is the incessant strike in the institute most times. I know by today we ought to have nothing less than 400 to 500 flowers in agriculture. But as a result of strikes, majorly maybe when you have strike that is being for a year, by the time we have lost most of these flowers. So that is a very important factor. And I want to thank the ED also for the casuals now, because I believe that they are really helping us in doing a lot of work in the floriculture today. Then the low government support is a major threat also in Nigeria, because many of us believe that you first of all have to feed your stomach before talking about flowers. But we have forgotten that environment has a major part in our life. When you are talking about longevity of life, it is not only by the food that you are taking, it will be determined by the environment that you are living in. If you are living in an environment that is hardscape, then you expect different kind of disease. But if you are living in a beautiful environment, you expect our life. We expect that all of us will live to the fullness of our age if you are living in a beautiful environment. So, and what are our weaknesses? Security lapses. Many of the multinationals don't want to come to Nigeria because of security issues, which is increasing daily. Then in adequate technology, we don't even have time for necessary technology that are necessary. Then transportation issues. Sorry for the slide, but the last one. Then unstable market in Nigeria. Then poor management practices. Oh, disloyalty in terms of our staff. And you find that, well, part of it is that even in agriculture, most of the problem that we have is the issue of tax. Before now, and there was a time they told us, remove all your essentials and bring them to admin. But even in admin, I see. So he's talking about the loyalty of the staff. Because I believe many of those plans will not be stolen by people who doesn't have an understanding of them. So, we want to encourage ourselves because I believe that many of us will leave this place thinking about what we can do to add to our income or what we can do after we must have left now. So that's why we're encouraging all of us, and the many of us who into flower production, to also put Nigerian name in the people that are exporting flowers. So what do? If you want to begin flower production, the one thing is that you should identify acceptable flower or trending flower in your environment. And by that I mean, what is the flower that your people around you can easily accept? We know that roses is a national flower for US. Do Nigeria have anything like that? Land availability. It's expected that we should plant cultivars with multiple flowers on the plant or that bloom severally within a year so that you can be cutting and cutting. Then you have to identify your potential market. Are you producing for churches? Are you producing for Owambe or for different? Now we have different event center or event event places where we do a lot of our meetings and awareness. So you can be producing for such places. Just determine the fact that you want to produce and then go and market yourself to those people. Then we have to go in for market bouquet. Choose varieties that provide focal flowers. Flowers that people will be interested in. Flowers that will catch interest of people when they see it. With accent flowers that may have flowers that may invite people for purchase. Consider planting different colors within species to expand the selection. Then you have to identify your preferred palette. And what do I mean by that? You have to create a brand. And that's what that will help you. You have to create a brand. Let people know you with what you are producing. Let them know they are looking for roses, red roses, different kinds of colors. Let them know that your farm. Name your farm in a way that you attract people. And they'll be coming there. So you have to create a brand that will attract people to your farm. And then you are talking about adaptability. Identify plants that can grow well in your climate or within and around your place. Oh? Well, that's the end of the presentation. I want to use this opportunity to give glory to God for His infinite mercy and protection. And my sincere gratitude to go to our executive director. Within the little time that you came in, you have seen a lot of improvement in the floriculture, particularly in the greenhouse, and then the increase in number of flowers that we have now. And you are also encouraging us that we should increase our growth pace, and we are trying to do that. My pleasure also go to the head of the vegetable and floriculture department, Dr. Henry Akindele. When he came into this institute, I've always been with him since 2005, and today he's still the head of the department. So I want to thank him. And I want to also acknowledge the former executive director of the institute, Dr. Oppotunities, for our good mentorship. And I remember 3 of us were with her for at least a week. She was teaching us how to write. And actually, after that 1 week, I know I became a different person in terms of writing papers. And I still want to acknowledge her. I want to appreciate my colleague in the department, particularly Dr. Shokali, Mrs. Olafiji. Dr. Shokali actually taught me how to use computer. I really want to thank her. I was without teaching me what I'm doing. Yes, I want to appreciate her. And every other staff of floriculture and vegetable department. There are people that gave me this class to distinguish this person. I want to thank all. Then finally, I want to thank my wonderful parents here, and our children for their prayers and love. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've been informed, sir, that we have just been saying Dr. Adebayo AG, Dr. Adebayo AG. It is Dr. Adebayo Ajishafe Beng. A round of applause. Thank you very much for your presentation, sir. At this point, we will hand over again to the chairman for today's seminar series for comments and question session. Mr. Chairman, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. It will not be out of place to appreciate Dr. Adebayo again for this presentation. Thank you very much. Permit me. The Yorubas will say, be he has been a staff with me since inception, and we have developed ourselves to this point. And initially, when the cross-cultural program was created then by Dr. Ido in 2006, some of us felt that we were given civilian posting. And because that time I was the HOP of the vegetable program before I was moved to agriculture. And honestly, the road has not been easy. We try to make things happen. At times, I salute